Mr. Chairman, with the permission of Senator Antiveros,
Yes.
just for the record, no less than Secretary Duque has already manifested when we asked him about the basis for purchasing these masks that the SRP is purely retail, not wholesale. For the record, they were buying millions. That's not retail, no matter how you look at it.
Ma'am,
Can we request
Chairman,
Mr. Lau? Are you smirking?
no,
Are you
no po.
smirking, Mr. Lau?
I'm smiling, Mr. Chairman.
So
Kasi po,
what's
yung
funny?
insist
What's
natin,
funny? Why is it funny?
Yeah, if I find it humorous, Mr. Chairman.
It is not humorous when you overprice, Mr. Lau.
Yeah.
It is not humorous when people are dying because of substandard materials, particularly.
People are dying, that's why we procured it for them.
Yeah, you procured it substandard for them. And then there are how do you explain, Mr. Lau? How do you explain $500 million pesos worth of testing kits expired under your watch? It's not funny. This is not funny, Mr. Lau. This is not funny. For the record. And I'm done. Thank you, Madam Senator Hontiveros. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sen Kiko. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Attorney Lau,
Yes.
so just to continue walking through what might have been a typical decision-making process nung panahon ninyo, no? So, sabihin natin na impress kayo sa sample ng N88 mask na naka-attach sa sulat. Professional na professional ang dating sa inyo. Mukhang well-connected naman sa China. Kaya, sige na nga, nasubukan lang. Bigyan na lang natin ng 8 billion pesos na kontrata. Ganun ba yung sequence of events dyan?
No, that is inaccurate and misleading, Mr. Chairman.
Oh,
The letter that they sent is a letter of intent. The offer is 900,000 pieces of face masks on hand. Previous to that, we were able to buy only since March 9 until March 16, only 50,000 pieces of face masks in order to supply the entire workforce of the Philippine government. That is the first time, and the second time that we got the same almost offer is from Pharmaly, 900,000 face masks on hand. So imagine, is very hard for us to look for the surgical face mask kasi wala nga. May isa ng offer, si New Life, I think only 50,000. The second one is Pharmaly and the third one is PhilPharma of 100,000. These are very scant offers of the total demand that we need to supply. We need to remember during this time, there is a clamor from the Senate and there's a clamor from Congress. And in fact, there is a clamor from the medical field that they will stop reporting going to the hospitals if they will not be provided with this important face mask and other PPE items. The burden is
You're getting ahead of the story. You're getting ahead of the story po.
Yes.
Bago umabot sa point of desperation ng ating healthcare workers to request government for a timeout, merong ding, hindi in response to that clamor, merong ding track record at offer yung mga Pilipinong manufacturing company, not just of face masks, also of PPEs and other COVID products to provide yung kailangan ng gobyerno. But in the meantime, ito nga si Pharmaly.
And the record, Mr. Chairman, there was no offer by local manufacturers during that time because they were not yet existing.
Attorney Lau, this is the second na in effect nag-argue tayo sa puntong ito. This first happened last year, but I stand by yung sinabi sa ating lahat ng CONWEP, ng Confederation of Philippine Manufacturers of PPEs. They had the capacity and they had the offers. Now let's just talk about Pharmaly kasi sila yung eventually pinrocurean ninyo. They didn't have 900,000 pieces of masks on hand at that time. So, hindi ba misrepresentation yun?
Madam Chairman, kaya nga I asked them to show proof on March 24 when they sent a letter of intent. Show proof because they're the only ones who are claiming they have it on hand. And they will show proof on March 25.
What was that proof, Attorney Lau?
they brought the items to the office.
Attorney Lau, hindi ba kayo aware at that time na yung Pharmally was undercapitalized and in fact, kinailangan pa nila ng tulong ni Mr. Yang just to make good on that contract of theirs with PSDBM?
But, Mr. Chairman, one, I am not in privy to their personal transactions. Second, it is not my mandate in my office to check those things. It has already been answered several times in these previous hearings that those are not part of the requirements. Ang only requirements namin is the OSS, the mayor's permit, and the ITR. And we're buying it under Bayanihan 1. Those are not required by law. And
Mr. Chairman, I see the
items are delivered. The items are delivered.
Yes. Yes, excuse me, Risa, I hate to interrupt. But this, Mr. Lau, you know, and I in the previous hearings, I confronted you with the law which says you have to look at the financial capacity of the supplier. You admitted that you didn't look at the articles of incorporation. So, and the requirement that you check on the financial capacity of the supplier is found in the law. I suggest that we leave it at that, Ms. Senator Ontiveros, because this, we keep on going around this because Lau thinks he's very smart and keeps on denying things which he has already mentioned. So we submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The chair agrees with the Senate President, the Senate Floor Leader, and I would like to caution Mr. Lau, do not raise your voice against a lady, especially as
I
a.
apologize, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman,
You asked.
it's my biological.
Don't give me any questions. There's no explanation for that kind of conduct.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I really apologize.
You're out of line.
Senator Ontiveros, I apologize.
Go ahead, please.
Salamat kayo,
apologize.
Attorney Lau. Thank you.
Katulad ng binigay mo sa Pharmally, isang one-time, big-time, 3.8 billion ba yan?
Yes, Mr.
3.8 billion for 2 million PPEs ba yan? 3.8 billion, nakakalula yun. Kahit na 1 billion sa PPE, nakakalula na yun eh. Hindi ka ba dapat mag-ingat? Eh, hindi lang naman yan eh. Ang binigay mo sa Pharmally, yun talaga ang crux of the matter. Kahit ano balukturin mo, kahit sabihin mo, nagmamadali kayo, isang kumpanya lang ang na-favor at nakalagay yan sa Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Law na makikita mo kung ikaw ay may manifestly disadvantageous to the government at may preference yung tao na binibigyan mo at wala kang negligence at ang negligence mo is so gross as to amount to bad faith, makukulong ka. Walang exemption doon. Walang exemption doon.
Mr. Chairman, may I be allowed to explain?
Mr.
First,
Chair,
on the test kits.
Jesus Christ.
Chairman.
Lahat ng test kits are
Mr.
all
Chairman,
imported. There is no local manufacturer of test kits.
Let the witness speak because he's always accusing us that he cannot speak. Let the witness speak. Let us see him explain that because sa taong pangkaraniwan at ang lalaki nung binibigay mong kwarta na galing sa pinaghirapan ng tao na bilyon-bilyon tapos sabihin mo, ilusot ako dyan. I-deliver naman eh. Dineliver naman eh. Di ba, kamo? Hindi porke dineliver yun. Hindi nangangalawan. Nakalusot ka na. Kung hindi mo ginawa, yun nire-require ng batas, are you telling me na in-exempt kayo doon sa technical, legal, and financial? Exempted kayo doon? Yung requirement na yun? Wala ka nang titignan na technical, wala ka nang titignan na legal, wala ka nang titignan na financial capability? Is that what you want us to believe? Answer the question, please.
I've already answered this, Mr. Chairman.
Do not be impertinent.
I'm not impertinent, Mr.
You
Chairman.
are. Now, shut up.
Mr. Chairman?
You're trying our patience. I'm asking a simple question and you're saying in a very sarcastic way na natanong na. Tinatanong kita, nag-isip ka na matagal, tapos ang lusot mo, sasabihin mo, eto, sinagot ko na yan. Ano sinagot mo? Are you saying legal, technical, and financial requirements have been thrown out of the window? Di ba sinasabi mo? Ano ko kung saan law school ka nag-aral? Let the record state that the witness
Refuses to answer.
answered because he's trying to think of another lie. That's
Because
my
I'm
only
not refusing to answer, Mr. Chairman. I'm just
Senator Pangilinan, you were going to ask a question?
Oh, Senator Lacson is raising his hand.
All right, Senator Lacson, please go ahead.
Senator Lacson.
You know, pinagbigyan na kita eh. Binastos mo na yung isang babaeng senador eh. Tapos akong babasusin mo. Hindi kita paparaanin. Yung impunity ninyo sa administrasyon na ito, hindi makakaraan sa mga taong katulad namin dito sa Senado. Go ahead, please, Senator Lacson.